Hey y'all, what's up? Ooh, I feel so cozy. It's a little bit fall vibes here in LA. I have my chai latte. I feel like I can sense the holiday season coming. I'm not like huge on the holidays, but I'm here for it. Anyway, welcome back. We're back with another video. If you are new here, welcome. If you saw my other video, welcome back. I have some really great stuff that I want to share with y'all today. Let's get right into it. 2022 recap with a focus on different areas of my life that I feel like I made choices, I made changes to really push myself forward. And quite honestly, I think this has been probably the best year of my life. And I don't say that lightly. It was honestly just amazing. And you know, everything comes with its ups and downs, but I'm really choosing to focus on all of the amazing things that did happen. I feel like I saw some serious change and some serious growth. We're gonna talk about it today. I think that this year being what it was is so important. As we all know, we were in a pandemic for about 2 years. I moved to Los Angeles at the start of 2020, 3 weeks before everything shut down. I was ready to go in there and live my best life. That definitely did not happen. But here we are, 2022, we're living it up. And even prior to 2020, you know, I'm extremely blessed and extremely grateful to come from a family who always loved me and always supported me. But that's not to say that there were not struggles and there were not hard times. I like teenage years, very difficult. My relationship with my parents, with myself, it was a struggle. And you know, then I lost my dad in 2019. So things have not always been perfect, far from it, I would say, but that is why I am so happy and proud of myself this year for accomplishing so many goals and just like sitting into a sense of joy and peace. Like, it's actually crazy. I didn't know what this felt like. I'm living, breathing proof that no matter what your situation is, you know, there will be brighter days. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I have divided this video into a few different categories. The first category that I'm going to talk about is going to be career or careers. However many careers you would like to have, because we can do whatever we want. I am going to narrow it down and focus on my dance career. Let's talk about it. So, taking risks. I took a lot of risks to get here. The biggest risk that I took this year in terms of my career that like literally set off a switch was to quit my day job. I quit my day job, stopped serving tables, and I was terrified. I'm gonna be quite honest. Paying rent in LA is scary, and bills in general. This shit is scary. Like, that's not what this video is about. Anyway, I was in a position where I had got called on to work on literally a dream job, but it was just gonna be for a week. And then things were looking like they were just gonna like keep kind of rolling. They wanted to keep my availability open. It got to a point where I was like, I can't keep my serving job. I can't keep splitting my time, so little time for myself. I had to just take the risk to just let that part go, which is terrifying because I'm a workaholic and I love a consistent check. And as a freelancer, shit is not consistent. So quitting my job, not having a consistent flow of income necessarily, was terrifying, but I did it. And as soon as I made that space in my life, it was like a snowball effect naturally. Now that I had this space in my life for the things that I really wanted to do, now that I had some time for myself to actually think and like rest a little bit, even though I wasn't necessarily making as much or as consistently, I was so much happier. And then eventually the things did start to come, the consistency did start to come. Consistency. As a freelancer, consistency. You know, we're getting there. We're still in the first year of my career. 2020, 2021 did not count. Things just kind of started happening. And I really do think that quitting my job as a server was the best thing that I could have done. And if you are in a position where you are questioning that, or you either dislike your job or you feel like you don't have enough time to be doing the thing you actually want to be doing, I'm not telling y'all to quit your jobs. You won't break my soul. But ask yourself, because I truly believe that we have all of the answers inside of us. Quick story time about that, actually. Or should I save this for the spirituality portion? No, quick story time. So I actually gotten to a point in October where I was waiting on like 4 different paychecks from 4 different jobs, and I hadn't gotten paid, and things were starting to get a little bit scary. I'd put a lot on my credit card, like, where's my money, like, please, and I need to book another job, like, to make sure that it keeps coming. I was getting a little bit anxious, and I actually reached out to my manager at my old job, and me and him have a great relationship. Love that. But I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I could pick up some shifts if you have any shifts to give. And at that moment, he was like, nah, like, I don't have anything to give you, I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, that's fine. A couple days went by. I had kind of been contemplating, like, girl, do I get a different job? But also, like, girl, why would you want to go back to serving or a regular day job when you know that's not what you want to do? But, like, girl, you need a check. So that's kind of where I was. And a couple days went by, and I actually get 2 messages, like, back to back. I was in the Whole Foods. I hadn't realized that I had gotten a text from David. I didn't even see that one. I get a buzz on my phone, and it's an email from my agent saying that they want to basically ask for my availability so that I would be direct booked on the Chris Brown Under the Influence music video. As I'm reading this email, like, oh my God, they want me for this music video, like, tomorrow. It's like the next day. I look at my messages. David had texted me, my manager. Hey, we do have shifts. Do you want to pick them up? It was like, the message could not have been more clear to release the anxiety and release the stress, and everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. Like, girl, you just got to be patient and you just got to ride it out. Even though it's a little bit stressful, it's a little bit anxiety filled, it's not what I'm used to. I couldn't go back to waiting tables, even though I have nothing against waiting tables or having a regular job. Don't come for me, because I will pick up my apron and go wait some tables right now because the money is good, all right? Sometimes even better than these dance jobs. But at the end of the day, it's not where I wanted to be, and I got a clear message from God that I just have to be patient. Being patient, believing in my blessings, and believing in my path. That is the next little portion. I've kind of been talking a lot. We're gonna get through this faster, okay? I promise. The next thing in career is trusting your path. I had to trust the process. I had to realize that as long as I am working towards a goal, whether that is a career-oriented goal or a life goal, peace and stability. As long as I'm working towards a goal, as long as I'm putting positive energy out into the world and onto people, my blessings will flow freely to me. Your girl will be paid, okay? I don't even know what to say about it. You just have to really believe it and really trust in yourself. And that is the next thing that was huge for me in my career this year and in life, but mostly my career, is imposter syndrome. I've been battling imposter syndrome since I moved to LA, in rooms with people. I've been on jobs. I've been even in classrooms with people that at one point this was all just a dream. And like I said, it's literally not always about like the job necessarily, but even the fact that I am here able to take these classes from these people sometimes still blows my mind. Like, it was all a dream back in Albuquerque, New Mexico, watching the videos and hoping that one day it could be me. And imposter syndrome is real, and so is pressure. The pressure is real. And when you are under pressure, it is a very real decision to stand or fall. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but it's true. I'm an emotional person. I'm a crier. I will cry. Sometimes, like, you literally have to make a decision. It's like you flip a switch and it's like, all right, like, I'm not going to be upset about this. I'm not going to cry about this. I'm not going to be hard on myself about this. I'm just going to get it done. Like, we're just going to do it. We're already here. Drop the self-doubt and really recognizing that I'm here for a reason. I'm in the room for a reason. You're in the room for a reason. People want to work with you for a reason. They're reaching out to you for a reason. That is really what I had to understand and like take the reins and go with it. Fuck that imposter syndrome. The blessing is yours. It's already yours. You're on the right path, okay? Just realizing that you are as capable as all of the people that you look up to. Mic drop. So that's career. We're gonna go through the rest of these a little bit faster. We're gonna move on to self. Yourself. You. Getting to know myself. Spending time with myself. And actually asking myself a lot of questions and answering instinctually rather than what I think the answer should be. This has been huge. I lived with my family growing up, and then when I moved to LA, I moved into my boyfriend's apartment. Now, that was his apartment. He'd lived there for like 5 years, so it wasn't necessarily like my space, but it has been so beautiful this year, or actually in September, me and Corey moved into our own apartment together. And so this has been the first year that I have fully had my own space. Of course, I share it with Corey, but it's still mine. Like, it's still mine. And it's given me a lot of freedom to figure out who I am. What does my space look like? What does my life look like? What do I like? What are my needs? You know, like literally asking myself a lot of questions this year has been huge. And something that I've been working on, probably one of my biggest goals, has been to build healthy habits and to master consistency. I struggle mild ADD, mild OCD, and it's hard sometimes to like get it together and stay consistent and stick to a goal and turn it into a habit. Even though this year has definitely not been perfect for that, I've done better than I ever have before. And for that, I am super proud of myself. Just like the awareness to wake up in the morning and make a decision to try and be better than I was yesterday. Sometimes your best is here, sometimes it's here, but you still should try and do your best. And just being kind to myself. I have tried to be in competition with myself and only myself. Nobody else in the whole planet has your life, your mind, your body. So why would we compete with anyone else or compare with anyone else? Because quite frankly, we just don't compare. All the shit that we see every day on a daily basis, it's hard not to compare yourself. And like I said earlier, asking yourself a lot of questions. I have been trying to be more in tune with my, more in tune with my intuition. Isn't that kind of funny? Intuition. I'm trying to be more in tune because I truly believe that we have all of the answers inside of us. And I think a lot of us are really out of tune with our intuition. We don't trust ourselves. We don't necessarily believe ourselves. And if you ever need advice, ask yourself first. And I'm sure that whatever you feel in your heart and your soul is the right answer. It takes practice. You have to practice it every day. And I've been practicing it a lot. And it's really been so amazing and so inspiring and eye-opening to just trust myself and know that like the answer is in me. The answer is in me. I know what's best for me and what my body needs and who I am. All right, moving on. The next category is finances. Steps have I taken financially this year to push me to where I am right now? And I'm just gonna go ahead and drop 3 things, really simple. We're not gonna spend a lot of time on this. Now, I don't come from a family that was super financially savvy or gave me any information on what to do with your money, how to manage your money, how to grow your money. And I love them to death. I don't blame them. But I had to figure it out on my own. It might not be everything that I need to do, but the 3 things that I did were open a credit card and make my payments on time and only use 30% of my utilization rate. Read up on that. Opened a high yield savings account, because if you don't know, if you have a regular savings account, your money is actually decreasing in value because we have inflation. And when your money just sits there, it decreases in value. So you need a high yield savings account. That's how rich people stay rich. That's how rich people get rich, is because their money grows. So I opened a Marcus account. This video is not sponsored. Lastly, my investment portfolio. I don't know a lot about money or investing. So I chose something that is the easiest for me. It's the app. It's the Acorns app. I think I've actually had that app for a couple years, but I recently just started using it this year very intentionally. It's been great. I love not having to think about things and them just working for me, because that's what rich people do. It just works for them. So in my Acorns app, I have it set up to my debit cards, and every time I swipe, they put some money away, to my settings. They put a little bit aside. Every time I swipe, they put like 50 cents in the savings account. And it might seem small, but it adds up. And I also have it set so that I make recurring deposits into that account. It invests it for me into the EFT portfolio, all of those finance words. But it's been great. And I'm just really proud of myself because it makes me feel a little bit better about my spending, to know that my savings is already situated. I don't have to think about that, and I know that it's also not just sitting there, it's growing. Those are the 3 things I've done this year. The 4th thing is, just teaching myself, doing more research about my taxes. As a freelancer, we can write off a lot of things, and I feel like I've been slacking on that. So this year, I've been getting that together and realizing I can write off like a massage. I can write off all of my dance classes that I take. I can write off my agency fees. Like, there's so much, and we can have a separate video to talk about these things if that's what we want. Next category, there's only 2 more: relationships. I'm not gonna dive super deep into this category. We could have a separate video if y'all want that. There's like 2 or 3 major things that I have done this year to help my relationship. And I think mostly I'm speaking to my relationship with my partner, like my romantic relationship, but also this definitely can apply to friends and family, etc. I think it's kind of a balance between letting it flow, but also addressing things as they happen. Letting things flow. Letting things happen naturally and kind of just taking a beat, taking a moment, processing your feelings, processing your emotions before acting, before going down a rabbit hole, before asking all these questions, like just sitting with yourself for a minute, letting it flow, taking a beat. Then on the other hand, we have addressing things as they come up. Sometimes it's hard, especially when you live with your partner. Some things you just kind of brush under the rug, or you're like, all right, we're not going to talk about that right now. But then it can add up. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in a conversation that feels very passive. And I think both Corey and I have done a good job at balancing these 2 things, addressing things as they come up if they are important to you. But also, I think for me, this one is really for me, is like letting it flow. Don't self-sabotage the situation. Don't act so impulsively, and just take a beat. Take a beat. Yeah, sometimes you got to bring the beat in. The other thing is finding out what is important to you and your partner. What's important to you guys as a unit. And I think that can definitely apply in friendships, in relationships with your loved ones, your family, your friends. Like, what is important to you guys? What do you value? What is like not a big deal? Just communicating with that so that it's clear what's important. The last thing, the final hurrah category, is spirituality. Spirituality. Let me tell you something about God. Like, for real. I come from a family that we didn't go to church. Religion or like any of that was not like super big in our household. I think partially it was because my mom and her family were growing up in a religious cult. So there was some trauma there, and I think some of that like unintentionally got passed on to me. Growing up in high school, especially, I felt like I was kind of just floating. And I know that my mom could sense that too, and she would urge me to like find something to connect to spiritually, to ground me, and had a lot of preconceived ideas about what it meant to, you know, believe in God, or to believe in God. I had a lot of negative preconceived ideas about what that meant. I think now, as a 22-year-old, I have come to a point in my life where I can step into this spiritual space with an open heart. And that's exactly what I did this year. Now I'm super proud to say that One LA is my church. It is a Black church here in LA. And I have been able to build a relationship with God. And it wasn't easy at first. Even the first handful of times that I would go to church, still had kind of these preconceived ideas, and I wasn't fully open. You know, as time went on, I really realized it's so beautiful. The favor that God has over my life is so real, and as soon as I was able to tap into that and connect with that, the more that I opened myself up and allowed it to flow to me freely, you know, the blessings kept flowing. And I'm so happy to have found a space where I feel safe exploring my spirituality and my relationship with God and what God means to me. To me, God is not nor man nor woman. God is equal to love. God is equal to good. And I think it's been really beautiful that I've been able to build this relationship, let go of any negative ideas I had, because, you know, of course, there is a lot of not nice things and a lot of churches and stuff like that. But, you know, if it's not good, then it's not God. If it's not good, then it's not God. That's what I've learned. And because of that, I've been able to build a beautiful relationship with God. And I believe that He has a lot of favor over my life. And I will continue be in close connection with God, because God is good, okay? Those are the, 5 categories of things that have transformed me this year, of ways that I have like pushed myself to push down barriers and boundaries and climb mountains and cross rivers. And it's been fun. It's been a good time. I am so excited for everything that is coming next year and the years after that, with all of the new things that I'm learning about this life. That's it for today. I just wanted to come on here and share this experience and remind y'all that there will be a brighter day. There is always going to be a brighter day, and to just trust yourself, believe in yourself, keep working towards that thing that you want, that goal, that fire inside you, keep it alive, and we will talk next time. If you haven't already, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.